everybody, and welcome back to KYOLOGY. Thanks so much for clicking on this channel. If you're I'm recording.
Then you just sent me a text message.
Okay, I had to get up and go get the mic. Who are you talking to? What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to KYOLOGY. Thanks so much for clicking on this channel. If you're new here, go ahead and click subscribe and become part of the family. Okay? Today we're going to be talking about money. We're going to talk about some of the things that you should probably stop doing so that you can live a better life with your money, bro. Let's talk about it. So numero uno, let's start off with the first one that I think is probably the most basic and easy thing to start doing, and that is to stop living without a budget. I highly recommend that everybody start living with a budget. At least once a month, write down all of your expenses that you know that you're going to have for a fact. Your rent, your utilities, some of your insurances, your phone bills, all of that stuff, how much you want to spend on groceries. And I definitely want to stress actually writing it down. I do think that putting it on paper kind of holds you a little bit more accountable than if it's just in your mind. If it's just like a passing thought that, oh, I'm going to spend this much on food, or I'm just going to spend this much on going out, then you might not stick to it. Write it down on a spreadsheet. It kind of imprints on your mind a little bit better, and I think it's kind of like a fake contract that'll keep you accountable just a little bit more. So budget, 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 budget. And then at the end of the month, you can go back and see, did you stick on budget? And whether that means to take away from your next budget for next month, or you know that, hey, this isn't realistic for me. I think I need a little bit more than $100 per month for food. Maybe I need to spend a little bit more on groceries. So let me take away from my miscellaneous fund and push that into my food. It doesn't matter if you only make $200 a month or if you make $200,000 a month. I would definitely recommend getting a budget. So number two is definitely influenced by number one. So if you already live on a budget, then you probably already are not doing this, but maybe you are, so let's talk about it. So number two is stop living above your means. I don't know if it's that people are just, influenced by the things that they see, whether it be online, on TV, the celebrities that they follow, the influencers that are, really popular, things of that nature, and they want to live like them. And there's also this huge thing about normalizing luxury, and if you're not careful about how you're defining luxury for your life, you really will fall into that trap of living well above and beyond your means, and that's not good. So for example, if you make $4,000 a month and your rent is $3,000 a month, that's probably a little bit problematic because you won't have anything to really save once you spend on utilities, your insurance, and all of the other things that require monthly payments. So living beyond your means also means that you're floating, kind of. So your paycheck is basically gone very quickly, and then you have to wait till your next paycheck to spend more money. So if your housing is $3,000 and you only get paid $3,500, and then you quickly spend the rest of that $500 on utilities and insurance. So in order to eat and put gas in your car, you now have to spend your credit card because you don't have anything left. You don't have a savings, you don't have any miscellaneous funds. So now you have to float for the rest of the month using your credit card. And that brings me into the next one. So number three, stop normalizing debt. And this can be a little bit personal and tricky for some people because you don't have a personal issue with, then I guess that's just you. But personally for me, I think that we normalize debt in this country way too much. I think we think it's normal, especially on young people. There's just this expectation that, you have to take out loans for school, you have to take out loans for your first car, all of these things. But I also think that's because we're normalizing living beyond our means. You do not have to pick the school that's costing you $100,000. You do not have to pick the car that's $50,000 and you take out the loan. If your lifestyle tells you that you can quickly pay that back and not be worried about interest at all, then you do you, boo, but that's not what I have working over here. I do not want to work in order to pay people back because that means that's really not my money. As long as I'm working and as soon as I get paid, I have to pay off stuff, that means that it's not my money. And that's problematic for me. Downsize your life and you will have a lot more discretionary spending. You'll be able to have a larger savings, a larger miscellaneous fund so that you can enjoy life. So number four is something that I actually tell people all the time, especially younger people, when they say things like, oh, I'll save later, when I have a larger paycheck. If you're in a circumstance where you simply just can't save money right now, then this is not for you. This is for people who make enough money to save but just choose not to because they feel like they can just swipe. So even if you're only 18 or 19 or 20 years old, you may feel like there's no need for you to save because maybe you live at home and your parents take care of everything, or there's nothing that you really want right now because you have everything you want, so there's really no need for me to save. But I really want to stress habit formation. So if you start doing stuff and continue to do that, it's very likely that you're going to struggle with breaking that habit. So if saving isn't a habitual thing for you, it may become very hard for you later on. Even when I really didn't have anything to specifically save for, I always knew to put money away for a rainy day. Even with me being so young, I don't really know what a rainy day is, because what can really happen if I have a roof over my head and I don't have to worry about food because I'm in college? Like, what is a rainy day? I didn't know what a rainy day was, but I saved. And I still continue to save, even if I don't have anything to save specifically for. You know, it's recommended to have 3 to 6 months in saving of your lifestyle. So whatever your rent, utilities, and your insurance costs for 3 months, it's recommended that you save that much. But if you can, don't stop there. You know, you might as well continue the habit as long as you're able to, because the savings will allow you to, you know, get a new car if your car suddenly breaks down. It'll allow you to go on a random vacation and actually enjoy the fruits of your labor instead of just sitting on money. So start saving now, start investing now, what you can. It doesn't have to be anything monumental. Just start getting into it a little bit by little bit. You'll be really proud of yourself when you see that you've saved. When I bought my first car, I was super happy. I was really proud of myself. It was a big moment for me. Paying that money wasn't happy, but the fact that I was able to discipline myself and put away that much money and still not have to worry about being broke after I paid for the car. That was something that I was really proud of myself for in that moment, and it helped to show that I actually really was disciplined and that I was able to do something that I set out to do. So number 5. So this is a little bit, is it controversial? I don't think it is. I don't know. Number 5 is stop spending your money on things that are simply indicators of wealth for other people. I'm not buying anything just so that people can think that I'm rich. I'm not paying for a certain brand. I'm not paying for a certain bag. It's not happening. I'm not spending my hard-earned money just so that I can look cool and get accepted by society when society don't pay my bills. And that's just that on that. And we'll move past this. Hey guys, this is KYOLOGY coming to you from the future. I am editing and I'm realizing that there's no outro. It got cut off somehow, but it's okay. We'll just end it right here. But I want to quickly say that I am well aware of the capitalistic neoliberal society that we live in. I'm in no way saying that everybody's out here having the same opportunity to be financially free. The lack of free healthcare in this country, the wage gap, the racial and gender pay disparities, the lack of affordable housing in this country is very high, especially for the United States to be one of the most developed countries in the world. It makes no sense, but that is the case. So I am well aware that this may not seem feasible for a lot of people. And if that is the case, this is not a means of trying to make you feel bad or make you, you know, feel like you're not doing the best that you can. This is for people who find themselves in a situation where they are able to save a little bit and try to reach financial freedom as best as they can. I myself am from a single parent, low income household, so I am well aware. It's much easier said than done. So I just wanted to say that before we close out. So if you have anything else that you want me to touch on, especially pertaining to topics like this, please let me know down in the comments below. So thank you for watching KYOLOGY, and I'll see you next week.
Elevation, dedication, new revelations, rest your head in my new sanctions.